Hi, all. I'm Ashley. As most of you probably either know from the other video I've done on Don't Talk About the Baby or on my blog of Staying Strong with Ashley.wordpress.com. Welcome to the new year. With the new year comes a lot of different things. It comes with emotions and heartache and just things that you probably already knew about from the year past, and now it's just come up. Every new year can get different for me. On the 21st of January is when I had my eldest, Lillian Jean, and she would have been 8. So sometimes right away at the new year or after the new year, I get really emotional. Other times I don't. It just kind of depends. And I want you to understand that during child loss and for however many years it takes, it will always, always be like this. And that's something I have to remember too. No matter what the time frame is, you will always have those times. You will always grieve. You will always feel sad, whether it's right around their day, whether it's days before. Just know that that's going to happen. And I don't know that it ever goes away. After 8 years for me, it still hasn't gone away. I almost decided not to do my blog post. Something told me to do a video this time, which is rare because I don't normally do that either. But I was just feeling really emotional. I was feeling really upset. I was confused, and I was just thinking that God chose the wrong person, right? And not so much as why, because I still don't know why it happened to me, but more like I wasn't maybe supposed to do this blog. He chose the wrong person and having 3 children that were stillborn, because I don't know if I'm that strong, right? Like, I don't think I can handle it. I don't believe I can handle it, or didn't believe. And on top of all of those emotions, I also was feeling just a huge sense of loss, right? Loss that I don't have my child anymore. Loss that I have to spend another year without my babies, just missing all of them, especially with Lily's birthday coming up. It just was even more of a loss for me to think that I don't have this. I can't celebrate the birthdays anymore. I can't celebrate the Christmases or any of those things. And it's not saying that I don't do things in honor of them. It's just that sometimes you just really want them. You don't want anybody else. You want them. And at the same time, how hard is it for us to talk about, to tell each other, or to tell any one of our loved ones that this is how you feel? It's extremely hard. It's hard for me. After 8 years, there are people in my life who know that about me. And yet I still have a hard time telling them or even talking to them because I feel like a bother. Because I feel like every time this comes up that they just don't want to hear it anymore. They just are too busy with their own lives to even reach out. And in my mind, during those times, all I can think about is no one cares. No one understands. No one's there for me because they haven't reached out to me. The problem with that is that they don't know that I'm feeling this way. If I don't tell somebody that I'm feeling this way, even if I think it's a bother, they can't be there. And how many times do we always go back to our inner loneliness, that we're lonely, we want these things, we feel like no one understands. But how can anyone understand if we don't tell people? And that's total personal for me too. I don't ever say anything. I sit here day after day just thinking, what's wrong with me? Why did I have to do this? There's a solution, right? I can be the solution to it of having the cerclage and finally eventually having that baby, but I don't even have that opportunity right now. I'm not married. I'm not even dating. I'm this single woman who was divorced, have 3 stillborns, lives in a whole new state that I never lived in before. Like, all these things are coming to me saying, Ashley, you suck. You are the worst. You are always going to be alone. No one wants you. No one wants to talk to you about this. No one wants to hear this. All these things, which is why I almost didn't make this blog post this month at all. Because all I could think about was, am I truly helping people? Am I really being there for them? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know, guys. What I do know is being vulnerable with you and at least trying to tell you how I feel to let you know that you're not alone. I feel those things all the time. And I'm not saying like every single day, because that grief has now passed, but now it's a new grief. It's a new one of, now it's a new year. It's a new year without my babies. It's a new year of, what do I do? Who do I connect with? It's a new year of, what do I do to honor them? How I feel like I can honor them. Now, I do the Chinese lanterns. I know not everyone thinks that's safe or whatever, and each person has their own way of honoring their children. But personally, for me, I try to do one sort of dessert, cake, brownies, or whatever. So far, it's been AJ's been brownies, and Logan's been cake, and I still can't figure out what to do for Lily. But and then I just have people surround me. I know for a fact that on their days, and even the weekend before, I cannot be alone. I can't be alone, because to me, being alone means that I sit and I wonder and I think and I go over and over and over every single situation that I could have done differently. And the fact is, I could have not done anything different, and it still would have happened. I just want you to know that you are not alone in this. I feel those things. And I know that my blog or my other posts may not seem that way. And if that's true, then I'm so sorry. But I'm trying to be vulnerable here and let you know that these are feelings that I have. These are feelings that after 8 years I thought would be gone. I thought I'd be okay. I thought I'd be fine. And it would just work out, and I would just feel grief when maybe 5 years and 10 years and then 20 years. And I would eventually get over it. And I don't even know if I'm fully over it. I don't know if we ever get over that. But I had to make this post because it was on my heart even more to tell you and to be more vulnerable. To tell you truly how I feel. And that I didn't even want to make this post because I didn't think it was going to affect anyone. Because truly in my heart, not really in my heart, but in my mind, all I could think about was, am I doing this to really reach out and tell people how strong and amazing they are? I don't know if I am. The fact of the matter is that staying strong is a daily battle, especially when it comes to their days. It is a true battle that we face for many of us. Whether you're grieving child loss or whether you're grieving another loss, it is something that's huge and just stays there. And you think about it every once in a while, but especially when it comes to either their death date or their birthday, it's just there. And now for me, I had to buck up and tell people the real truth, the truth of how I felt, the truth of what I was going through. Because if I didn't say something, I might end up by myself, lonely, upset, and more thoughts and anxiety creep in for me to just maybe do something that I wouldn't have thought about. The other thing I did was pray. I am a huge believer in prayer, guys, and I don't know if you believe in God or not, but prayer is something that is tremendously always giving us peace. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be like, dear Father, da-da-da-da-da. It can be just you talking to God. It can just be a conversation that you have, even if you think it's to yourself. It's there. It's things that you say out loud, that you have to say out loud, that you have to connect with, because otherwise you don't know how you're going to get clarity. It's things that you would probably tell someone else if they knew you even more, and things that you would tell yourself even more. And guys, prayer works. It really does work. And I believe that it's really something that we can all just come together in. And if you don't know how to pray and you're not sure about it, then you message me and I will pray for you, and we will just sit there and note that prayer is anything. There's no structure to prayer. It is strictly you and God. That's it. It's just a conversation. You can get mad, you can get angry, you can get sad, you can get happy, whatever it is, to allow peace in that heart and to allow you to keep moving forward. And that's what I did this week. I prayed. I looked at a few scriptures, to be honest, but I felt like I wasn't connecting right. It was just sitting there like, okay, Ash, you know what they are. Why are you even reading these? And instead I prayed. I told God everything. I said, I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't understand why this happened. I don't understand why I'm supposed to tell people my story. I don't understand. I think you made a mistake. I think it's a huge mistake for me. And guys, you know what he said? He said, and it came to me on my own as I was talking out loud, as I was praying these things, how it's not a mistake. I'm not a mistake. You're not a mistake. All these things that happen, they're not mistakes. They're things that bring us closer together. They're things that allow us to be vulnerable with one another. You are never, ever a mistake. Not one time. Not anything that you did could ever make it be that you personally are a mistake and you shouldn't be here. Because the truth of the matter is, even if you don't think that you are loved and you should be here, there is always someone. Always. If it's not me, because truly tell you that I will love you no matter what, it is your family, it's your friends, even if you don't think that. And right now is a struggle. It's a real struggle for some of us. It's a struggle because it's gloomy and it's dark early and you just feel like you can't get outside. It's a struggle because maybe an angelversary is coming, or you know it's coming, or maybe someone's birthday is coming and you just really miss them. And that's okay. It's okay that there's a struggle. What I want you to know is that through this, it was never a mistake. Never a mistake for you to have your babies. Never a mistake for you to be where you are right now. You are where you're supposed to be because of God and because there's a bigger plan. And I wish I could tell you what that plan is because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But really trust me when I say that all these emotions that you have are truly normal. They're emotions I have. And if you have to let them out, and maybe it's just emailing me to tell me that you have all these emotions, then do it. Then just email me or message me and say, Ashley, I have all these emotions I don't know what to do with. I just need to tell someone something, and just tell them and tell me out loud. I don't even care, because at least you're getting them out. You're recognizing you have these emotions and you just need to let them out and find the peace that brings all of that. Now, I'm not perfect, and I don't ever dare to be perfect, and I will never be perfect. I am just as struggling as you. After 8 years, trust me, I do not have all the answers. All I have is a little advice and a little peace to bring to you, hopefully. If this at any point is something that you don't think you could ever do, and I mean it as in life, then you message me. You find a way to always message me and tell me, because I will tell you right now that I don't even know who you are, right? I have no idea who you are, but I know that you should be here. Because there are so many things that you can accomplish and you will accomplish. Even if it's not writing a blog or doing a video or some other miraculous things, there are people out there who need you. And even if it's me, just as support for me to tell you that it's okay. It's okay to feel these things. But let's figure out how to come together in this loneliness, in this sadness, in this that no one understands. To be a little bit more vulnerable and to be honest with you, I honestly don't know who to go to during these times. Not one person do I feel like I can go to. And I have a wonderful, wonderful family. And I have a wonderful best friend. She is so great. But the reason I feel like I can't go to them is because it's been 8 years. Who wants to hear that? Now, that's not true, right? In reality, when I tell them and I talk to them and I talk to my friends and I talk to my family, they do want me to say something. Because if I say something, then they can say something and we can do this together. But in these times, I don't feel like I can go to them. And I'm sure you feel the same way. And if you ever feel that way, and I know that this is so cliche and so dumb, and you've heard it before, but you can always come to me because I really do understand. I do. I have 3 stillborns, three babies in heaven that I don't get to see right now. And no matter how many times I think to myself, one day, Ashley, one day you'll get to see them, it does not help the fact that now is not it. It doesn't. And I want everyone who's listening right now to know that these are real feelings. These are feelings that not only do I have, but everyone else has. If I'm constantly feeling like I can't go to anyone right now and I'm such a bother and no one wants to listen to me, then you have to feel that way too. There's no way. What I've learned though is to try. I will try a little bit at a time. I will reach out to maybe one person to just say hi and see if they come back and want to ask how I am so I can be honest. I've told people many times that if they think that I am not really myself and I give them a fake answer, I will give them a fake answer one time, but I'll give them a real answer the second time. And I know in my heart that there are times when all I want is sitting on the couch and for someone to give me a call, they don't even know, just for them to call me and say, hey, Ash, are you really doing okay? But people aren't mind readers. I'm not a mind reader for other people, and they definitely aren't for me. And so I have to reach out. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how much strength it takes to just send a text message that says, hi, it's 2 letters. That takes a lot of strength sometimes. Or even one that says, I need you. It's hard. I know it's hard. But you can do it. Because I've been working on doing it too. I didn't really know where this video was supposed to be going. I, to be honest, wasn't sure about doing it like I said in the beginning. And I don't know if it's even something that you'll want to listen to or hear. But in my heart, I was pressed consistently to make it, to tell you really the truth. To not give you any sort of BS that you might think in between of letters and things that I say, but to be honest. And the honest truth is, I don't always feel like I'm making the difference that I should. I don't always feel that it's fair that I have to go through this and no one else does. I don't always feel that I can reach out to anybody with how I'm talking or what I'm saying without them feeling like I'm a bother. And I don't know always what to do for my babies. And that kills me as a mom. Because no matter how much I want to honor them, And no matter how much I wanted their memory to be preserved and alive, even though they didn't have much memory here to begin with, I don't always know and have the answers. And sometimes I have to be okay with that, and most of the time I'm not okay with that. And during those times, I have to really reach out. And if I don't reach out to my friends and my family, then I reach out to God, because in reality, He can always provide me some sort of peace. It may not be right away. It may not be instantly. But there's always someone who does understand every single day. And you know how I know this? Is because of the scriptures. I mean, John 3:16 legit says He gave His one and only Son. His one and only Son. Right? It's not He gave the world to us, which is true. He gave up His Son for me. So He knows. He knows. He had to watch His Son be beaten and crucified and just crushed. And so if the only person that I think at this moment in time who truly understands every single feeling I'm going through is God, then I'm going to try to reach out. And I'm not saying you guys don't feel the same way. I just don't know you on that level right now to reach out and email you or even have your message to even do that. But I do know that sometimes it gives me peace. And I just want to help you with that peace too. And if this video does not give you that peace right now, that is okay. If you feel like your world is just too much to handle and you just can't express it, that's okay. But I want you to really know that you being here is really something that we all want. No matter what you think it is. No matter what's gone on in your life and what craziness has happened. The reality is that you being here right now, you watching this video, you understanding, you connecting, that means that you're supposed to be here. And that really, 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 I know how you feel. I do. And I can't give you any sort of advice that you probably haven't heard before or even want to hear at this point, but the very least, just get out of all this, if you just get anything, is that I understand and I feel those ways too, especially around the angelversaries. I hope that through all this that you continue to read my blog, and that I can just find some way to give you strength, even if it's just this little sliver, just in knowing that you're not alone. Thank you, and you're always welcome to message me. It's on, my contact info is on the link on stayingstrongwithashley.wordpress.com. I'm not going to put it on YouTube. I think that's a little bit much, but I'll try to put the blog on my channel or whatever, however that works. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and message me if you feel like you need to.